Where are you on the second quarterback? Where are you on
Ty
that?
Simpson. Ty Simpson all day long.
He was spinning really nicely. I thought he looked the part, Todd, but the question is where? Where do you have him landing? What do you think?
I'm in the camp that the gap between he and Mendoza is not nearly as big as the public seems to think.
Okay.
Although I understand it. And it's much greater between Simpson and QB3. Specifically, if you were kind of dropped into this as an NFL coach, right? And you were handed the first 8 or even 9 tapes for both Mendoza and Simpson, I promise you Simpson's tape's better. It just is. Now, Simpson's 6'1". He's 211 pounds. He's got 15 starts. And his 1 year as a starter, he wasn't able to stay healthy throughout the year. So let's dig a little deeper into it. What happened from games about 10, 11 on? Offensive line, the protections were kind of figured out by Brent Venables in that first game, and it didn't get better as the season went on. They were copycat in terms of, all right, we figured out the tendencies, so we're going to get more pressure on Ty. Running game was 126th in the nation, I think it was, which is like, you can't even fathom that if you're an Alabama fan. Then you've got your star wide receiver, just disappears. Ryan Williams came into recruiting. It was him and Jeremiah Smith were like 1A, and Ryan Williams can't catch the ball. Confidence, he's gone. And so the hits start to pile up, and the injuries and the beating that he's taking, and gastritis, I think it is, down to 190 pounds by the time the Rose Bowl came along. So listen, they're all excuses, and it is what it is. But if you're looking for the best of Ty Simpson versus the best of Mendoza, I don't see it as a huge gap. Now, Mendoza's tape wasn't great versus Iowa until the end when they needed it. His tape versus Oregon the first time around wasn't great till the end, needed it. Penn State threw that pick in the early fourth quarter, I think it was, then leads them down to that, and then keeps getting better, and the confidence is growing. And then you get to know the young man, and you understand, like, football is everything, his brain, the way he processes. The things he doesn't know or was not asked to do in college, you believe strongly he's going to be able to pick up on that. So I understand why there is a gap between the two, and there's a lot more questions about Simpson than there are about Mendoza. But I think we as nationally, like media-wise or whatever you want to call it, I think it's been a little bit of a disservice in that it's just Mendoza and, like, who else is QB2? Like, it's so clear-cut. And there's starting to be talk I've heard this morning, talking about maybe he goes to Cleveland at 6. I don't want him to go to Cleveland. I think that would be a death sentence to Ty Simpson. I want him to go to the Rams if you're polling for the individual and what's best for his future. But I think it's closer to the Rams than people thought in terms of 13, not 29.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I kind of feel like, though, the Rams are going to hold off on finding the replacement in this year's draft. And I'm not saying he's going there.
No,
I got it. That's the only reason why I bring it up is it's going to be tough. At least DJ seems to feel this way, and I sit next to him more than I've been able to sit next to you. Is he keeps on talking about finding it difficulty to find somebody who's going to pull the trigger on Simpson towards the end of the first round, right? So he might be a second round guy at the end of the day.
I'd take that bet.
You think he'll be a first rounder? That's what you think?
I would be absolutely shocked if Ty Simpson's not a first-round pick. Yeah.
I keep thinking the Rams are just going to sit back, keep on loading up with Stafford still there, ride Stafford as long as possible, and then at some point, you and I both know, Todd, there's going to be an NBA-type rush of quarterbacks who are in their current spots. And if they don't win it there over the next year or two, they're going to force a trade, NBA style, wanting to be the next McVay quarterback for the next 5-10 years of their careers and make the Hall of Fame.
I can absolutely see that.
And I'd play that out if I were the Rams. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.